not live. We're not live. This isn't live. This is... By the time you see this, it will have been days.
Your bottom line is looking as good as mine. I'm kidding, of course. There's no way it'll ever look as good as mine.
How about I just chop off your... Cave cat, stop yelling at me. Ugh. I can't help it. I can't help but to yell at him. Because he's dumb. He doesn't even know what a genome is. I don't know what his job is here, but I am clearly the CEO. The one making the big money decisions. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, so what you missed from last time while I was off camera is I now have an iguanodon. And let's check. Everybody doing good? Oh, everybody's doing so good. But I also have a herd of Maiasaura, which is, I believe, Latin? I believe most dinosaur names are Latin. Like Tyrannosaurus Rex is Tyrant King. So, Maiasaura is Good Mother. Because apparently, paleontologists have found extensive nesting sites of the Maiasaura, leading them to believe that it was a very good mother. They actually discussed it in the Life on Earth series I watched on Netflix that was about dinosaurs. Listen, anything that has dinosaurs, I watched. Like, I just discovered there's a cartoon show called Primal that has dinosaurs. And is it very accurate? No. Am I gonna watch it? Absolutely! Like, genuinely, leave in the comments what dinosaur media you know of so that I can watch it and leave a review of it, because I've watched every single Jurassic Park thing, and I mean every single thing. Like, I've even watched Battle at Big Rock, the Lego series, which they weren't the best. Like, they were okay, but also they were just okay, if you get my drift. Like, obviously, I am not the intended audience, which is something I find weird with what a lot of people talk about with movies and TV shows of, oh, I didn't like this, it's blah, 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 blah. Well, number one, you have to look at who the intended audience is. Like the difference between the Lego Jurassic World series, the Camp Cretaceous series, and Chaos Theory. Okay, so Lego Jurassic World, Camp Cretaceous, Chaos Theory, and then the original movies. Because the Lego series is obviously aimed towards smaller children. Think children under the age of 13. Like from 6 years old, 4 years old, and up. But at a certain point of your aging, there's going to be a point where you're going to look at that and go, not really for me. Then you have Camp Cretaceous, which I absolutely adore. A fanfic I wrote based on a dream I had about Jurassic World ended up being very similar to Camp Cretaceous because of how I wrote it, because of how much I love the series. In fact, I'm probably going to be writing a Chaos Theory fanfic specifically because Chaos Theory. It's fun. But Camp Cretaceous is aimed for teenagers, like, say, 11 to 16. Which, granted, people of all ages, except young children maybe, could enjoy it. And maybe old people. Like Camp Cretaceous, very good, highly recommend. But it's aimed sort of towards Ooh, chunky wings. These are decent. I'll shut up for a second and I'll go back to what I was saying. You remind me of the Kentrosaurus. I'm gonna have to look at the differences between you, the Kentrosaurus, and I believe the Huangosaurus. Ooh, look at your little neck fold.
We are pleased to welcome you.
Right, as I was saying, Camp Cretaceous, very good. Aimed sort of at teenagers. It's good for almost every single age, but you know what I'm saying. Chaos Theory is sort of along the same reins. Like, obviously, it's cartoon. Not everyone is gonna like cartoon. What was I doing next? You know what? Let's get some Draco Rex going up in here. But it's also aimed at a little bit older than Camp Cretaceous, which makes sense because number one, even in the show, they're much older than they were in Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory. So the show, logically, is aimed at an older audience, and it deals with much heavier themes than Camp Cretaceous did. Because Camp Cretaceous basically boiled Jurassic World down into something, like I said, that its audience could understand and enjoy. Yes, it did go over some deep things, like with Kenji and his dad, which Camp Cretaceous has been out for a while, so I'm gonna try not to do too many spoilers in case you haven't watched it and plan on watching it. But I don't know how you could not know the series at this point. Chaos Theory, though, definitely no spoilers. But Camp Cretaceous, the stuff with Kenji and his dad. Darius and his own dad. The stuff with Ben. Sammy and her family. The whole dinosaurs thing. It deals with some heavy topics, but they're not, like, heavy. It's looked on it through the eyes of a younger person. Meanwhile, Chaos Theory deals with some seriously heavy topics. Like, it goes into, like, so many heavy things. Like, it's a gut punch almost every single episode. For every single season, which I think there's gonna be another season coming soon, but... Wait. Trying to remember all the seasons, but doesn't matter. There is a season 4 coming out soon, which I am so psyched for. Which Wolf King recently came out. I'm excited for that, but moving on. Chaos Theory definitely aimed at a not much older audience, but an older audience than Camp Cretaceous. And now it's time for Draco Rex.
Prepare dinosaur for release.
But yes, Chaos Theory aimed at an older audience than Camp Cretaceous. And then you have the movies and the shorts based off the movies, like Battle at Big Rock. Those are aimed at, you know, adults and the like. How's our puppy? Oh, that's not good.
Starting task.
No, cancel tranquilize. I don't want you tranquilized. I want...
No problem.
Draco.
Setting additional task.
Movie. So, the Jurassic World movies, Jurassic Park movies, those are aimed at, you know, adults. People my age or older. Like my parents. Even my grandfather. When I went to see Jurassic World, the first one, in theaters,
Ladies and gentlemen,
it was with
we are pleased to welcome
my
the
parents
Draco Rex to
and
the
my
park.
grandparents, which, you know, might seem odd to you, but it was very fun. I genuinely enjoyed the experience. But moving on, those are aimed at adults. Like, the general audience for the Lego Jurassic World series is not going to be watching the Jurassic World movie. Because, obviously. And the general audience for the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies is not going to be watching the Lego Jurassic World series normally. I, however, watched them. Because I could. Because I wanted to. And I am an adult with free will and access to a Netflix account, so none of you can stop me. Sorry. But that's one thing that gets me on a lot of reviews for movies and shows, like with the newest Jurassic World movie, Rebirth. There's so many negative reviews out there, like calling the D-Rex basically a cartoon monster, or that there weren't any dinosaur fights, or that it did not live up to the legacy of Jurassic Park, or that it was just a blatant cash grab with so many, what's the word? Not symbolism, callbacks to the first movie. Which, in Jurassic World, they had the exact same complaints, because you have a lot of things that are reminiscent of the first movie in Jurassic World. But here's my thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth since I've watched it. First, we're going to be talking about the D-Rex. On the fact that it looks like a cartoon monster, that's because it is. It is a cartoon monster, technically.
Collecting assets.
And it's meant to be as dumb as it's portrayed in the movie. Because what a lot of people, I believe, are missing is that it is quite literally a failed mutation of a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Which, in the canon of the movie series and all the series already, yes, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Rexy, and all the other Rexes are smart. However, if you stand still, they ain't gonna see you. Which is, you know, not exactly what I'd call smart, but moving on.
En route to pick up the asset.
It's literally a failed mutation. Which, if you look at Scorpius Rex and Indominus Rex, those look just as horrifying. However, not as bad as a D-Rex. Why? Because they're not failed mutations. And if you look at the behavior, the D-Rex is a lot more chill than those guys. Yes, that's something that's been said a lot about the D-Rex, that it's a very chill guy. However, look at the way the
Assets in the air.
Thank you. Look at the way the Scorpius Rex and the Indominus Rex treated. Look at the way all of InGen and Biosyn and Manticore's creatures. Look at how all of those creatures were treated. And then you look, even if you take this was literally in the second and third Jurassic Park movies, where you were on Isla Sorna. Well, they were on Isla Sorna, not you. The dinosaurs wouldn't fight because they weren't caged up, enclosed, away from each other.
Commencing asset transit.
Given basically only what they needed to survive, and then suddenly thrown into the mix. like in Jurassic Park, in the first Jurassic Park. The raptors and the Tyrannosaurus started fighting in Jurassic World and Camp Cretaceous. Once they started interacting with each other, immediately after the park closed, they started fighting. However, as you saw in Camp Cretaceous, once they started figuring out what things were, well, not what things were, but like where they sat in the food chain. Ooh, excuse me. They didn't just randomly fight. Carnivores would hunt. And there was an episode where two stegosaurs fought for territory. And there would also be infighting between species, which, look at humanity. We have infighting all the time. Never freaking stops.
Asset transportation complete.
Oh, are we finally up to our unique species count? Yes, we're up to our unique species count. Okay, welfare. What do you mean? Great welfare. That's what I'm talking about. But moving on. You look at the way those animals are treated. And you can even see it here. When they're enclosed or not taken care of well, they will fight back. They will fight against other species that will lash out. But, like in the second and third movies, when they're able to just exist in the way they were naturally meant to exist, they are not going to attack anything unless they are hunting or defending their territory. Or, I guess, defending their offspring. But I digress. Okay. Let's view the genome library. Dracorex, ideal population. You know what? Let's have an area with 4 brachiosaurs, 4 diplodocus. No. 3 of each. Yes, 3 of each. Moving on. They don't attack each other. So, on this, whatever you want to call it, this second island, which I don't know, I kind of phased out during the where it was, but I do believe that it was not one of La Isla Muertas. It was basically the exact same conditions as Isla Sorna. They were able to just exist and live. Where their only worries were about defending their territory or hunting. So yes, the D-Rex was a very chill dude. He's a chill dude because he had no reason to be violent. It was basically like with sharks. They only bite you because they're trying to figure out what the heck you are. I can't wait for the gyro station. Increasing the number of operational hotels on the island. Shut up. And also get out of my way. What? No. I put it over here. Come on. That works. But none of the creatures there had any reason to be aggressive, except because they were defending territory, hunting, or trying to figure out what the humans were. Which is why they call it a chill guy. As for the legacy, this is the next thing that comes into mind. If you're watching it with the expectation of it being the perfect legacy to Jurassic Park, then you're going to be just as disappointed as people were when Jurassic World first came out. Because we went from having these amazing purebred dinosaurs to suddenly Indominus Rex and hybrids? That's unheard of. Which, yes, it had previously been unheard of. But as Dr. Wu said, all of the dinosaurs are technically genetic hybrids and genetic mutations.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have added a new viewing platform for you to gain an elevated view of
And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm going to be building a Sauropod area where people will get to see Dreadnoughtus, Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, maybe a Patasaurus. Because even in Jurassic Park, the very first one, they admitted they did not have the full genome. And had to fill in the gaps. So, technically, hybrids and mutations have always been present in the canon of the series. But the next thing is, if you're going in expecting something to be something, you're always going to be either disappointed or pleasantly surprised. Surprised, not surprised. I can't talk. Because let's look at how Jurassic World was first received. People were going into that expecting it to be, as they were expecting with Rebirth, an amazing revamp to the series, bringing it to modern times, perfect reboot to the series, absolute perfect legacy, and obviously they were disappointed. because that's not what it was meant to be. Because humanity and the general populace, its mindset has changed since the time the original Jurassic Park movies were created. Hell, even since the book was published, which I still need to read the book, and I'm mad at myself that I haven't read it yet. I just do not have the time to read it. But moving on. If you go into something expecting it to be amazing, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Like with, say, the newest Star Wars movies, which is probably going to get a lot of people to unsubscribe. But just hear me out. People were going into that expecting it to be, like I said, a great way to continue the legacy for modern times. But the thing is, how long has it been since the last Star Wars movie was released? Do not eat my kitsune! Leave my kitsune alone! Bad, Hershey. Bad. I'm going to turn you into chocolate. Why are you coming closer after I said that? Moving on. People were not a fan of Star Wars, the newest Star Wars movies, you know, the one with Rey, etc. I'm not going to mention the other name that first came to my mind, because then you people would know what I am. But moving on. It's different than the original trilogy. And I mean the original trilogy as in the ones that came out a while ago, not the 1, 2, 3. I mean 4, 5, 6, not... You get what I mean? I still have yet to see anyone like the original trilogy, that's 1, 2, 3. However, I'm pretty okay with them. I just can't watch 3 because it gives me the heebie-jeebies, which I can go on to in depth at a different point. However, moving the heck on, because I have a point, I swear. People originally didn't like 7, 8, 9, I believe it is. Those 3 movies. Is it 3? I don't remember. Moving the heck along. Because they were going into it expecting it to be a good legacy continuer of the first 3 movies. I watched them and I thought they were pretty good. And, let me preface this, the very first Star Wars movies I watched were 4, 5, 6. Then my parents made me watch 1, 2, 3, and even they said it wasn't as good as the original. Because what even is original at this point? Oh, excuse me. But, and yes, I do have a few things about 1, 2, and 3 that are a bit iffy with me. However, here's my opinion on 1, 2, and 3 in Star Wars. They had to create a story that would entertain people, but still eventually end up tying into the 4th movie. Well, sort of into the 4th movie. It ended before that. So they didn't really have a lot of options like they did with the more recent ones, like Force Awakens and etc. Because when you have a prequel, you have to create the story so that it fits in to the narrative and you don't have any plot holes. Like Jar Jar Binks. That was a thing. I hate the thing, but it was a thing. Or, like, yes, Anakin and Padme, if they just sat down and had a rational conversation like adults, it could have been solved in like 5 minutes. If Anakin had sat down and talked with anyone about it, well, maybe not anyone, maybe Obi-Wan, and exclusively Obi-Wan. You get my point. I do have my issues with 1, 2, and 3. However, making a prequel is very hard. But making a follow-up, like with Jurassic World, you have so many options. Because now it's the future, depending on how far ahead you are with the next installment. So you have options on what you want to do. And when I watched, the whole Force Awakens, that whole deal, and I did enjoy it. Pretty much the exact same amount as the original trilogy of Star Wars that came out ages ago. Because I wasn't going into it expecting it to be amazing or a good continuation of the series. I was just going into it going, oh, this is just the next part of the story. The next chapter. Like with Jurassic World, the Jurassic World Rebirth. I wasn't going into any of those going, this is going to be the perfect continuation to the legacy. It will give me exactly the same vibes as the original movies. It's going to be perfect. Because if you go into something, anything, treating it like that, you're always going to be disappointed. Because if something is the perfect continuation of an original thing, which gives you the exact same feelings as you had when you first watched the movie, which I get it. Nostalgia, it's a great feeling. You want to relive it. But you can't relive it. Because if you see something else that gives you the exact same feelings as the original thing, it's not a new thing. It's just the old thing reiterated. And that doesn't give you the same feeling. But if you go into something not expecting it to be giving you the same feelings as the old things, then you can create something new. You can create a new feeling. And it's gonna be great. Like, I was alone in the movie theater with one other woman while I was watching Jurassic World Rebirth. And I was stimming the entire time and just like, this face watching the movie like, this is awesome. Which it was. I genuinely loved it. Because I wasn't going into it expecting it to give me the exact same feelings as the other movies. The only feeling I was expecting to be the same was the excitement of seeing dinosaurs!
There's so much to do here in the parks that sometimes it can be overwhelming. Think about building a rhythm, Research and expeditions, fossil extractions, build new attractions. Keep our visitors entertained with a variety of dinosaurs. And keep your park secure, huh? It's a little like spinning plates. Just don't let any of them fall.
You're not supposed to do that when you spin plates either, Finch. Why do you even still work here? Who hired you? And who allowed you to stay this long? I need to calm down, 'cause I'm fighting with pixels on the screen. Anyways. Moving on. What was I saying? Yes. I freaking love the movie. And yeah, it did give me new feelings, except for, the excitement of seeing dinosaurs in anything. 'Cause, like, dinosaurs! But moving the heck along. Hi, Hershey! Who's a Hershey? Who's a Hershey? Who's a Hershey? Hershey! So, yeah, that's my basic point of don't go into something with the expectation of it being the perfect thing to fuel your nostalgia. Because you're always going to be disappointed and upset when you go into something expecting it to be the perfect nostalgia grab. Because you're going to be on the lookout for things that are wrong. You're going to be on the lookout for every little detail that it just isn't just right. And let me show up for Brachiosaurus. Oh, you're so tall. Look at you. And I need to hear you sing. Oh, you're beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome a Brachiosaurus.
Well, moving on. Yeah. If you go into something expecting it to be perfect, you're going to be disappointed. Especially if it's something from a well-known franchise like Star Wars, Marvel, Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, Jurassic World, any of it. If you go into it expecting it to be perfect nostalgia from the original stuff, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to look for every little nitpicky thing. Go into it with an open mind. Go into it looking for it to become new nostalgia. Like the Harry Potter series that's going to be coming out. I'm excited for that. And I literally learned how to read on the Harry Potter books. The way my mom got me to read them was by saying, oh, if you read the book, we can go watch the movie after you're done. Because the movies were coming out as I was learning to read. But then I got so into reading them that we just didn't go to the movies until, it came out on DVD and then we watched it as a family. Which, I love the movies. Yes, there were things missing. Yes, there were things incorrect about it. I still loved them. Also cherry all the way. What? Who said that? No one said anything. Moving on. I need ACU.
Understood.
Brachiosaurus 1. Where's Brachiosaurus 1?
Adding to the list.
Moving on. Okay, so. And the new Harry Potter series that's coming out. I haven't seen it yet. If it even is out yet. Doesn't matter. I'm excited for it. Which, yes, I grew up on the Harry Potter movies, the Harry Potter books. And people my age are not looking forward to the Harry Potter series because they're like, oh, Daniel Radcliffe is always gonna be my Harry Potter, frickin' what's his name? Oh, God. Alan Rickman! Alan Rickman is always gonna be Snape, which, honestly, the casting for Snape, pitch perfect. But moving on, if you go into it expecting it to be perfect and you nitpick it based on the past, you're not gonna enjoy it. Like the Percy Jackson movies. The fandom has agreed it doesn't exist. Like the Avatar fandom, Avatar The Last Airbender, has agreed that the original live-action movie does not exist. I saw both the Percy Jackson movies, and I saw the Avatar The Last Airbender movie. And some people do not like Korra, some people do, from the Avatar The Last Airbender universe. I watched it, and quite frankly, I enjoyed all of it. And I also grew up reading the Percy Jackson books. I grew up watching Avatar The Last Airbender. Which, honestly, I will say I enjoy Korra a lot more than the movie. However, that's neither here nor there. But I did really, really enjoy it. And I haven't seen the live-action series yet. Planning on it. But moving along. Oh, so that way's west, that way's east. East is least, west is best. Let's go! But moving on. I didn't go into it going like, oh, this is going to be a perfect reiteration of the books. Or this is going to be a perfect reiteration of the show, or with Korra, this is going to give me all the feelings that the original show did. Because, no, it's not going to give me the original feeling the show did when I was, or the books did when I was first reading and watching them. Nothing is ever going to do that.
Acknowledging asset collection request.
However, I still enjoyed them. Was it the best? No, I'm still always gonna love my dinosaurs. But I still enjoyed it. I wasn't going into it, nitpicking it, and being like, oh, this isn't this isn't blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, here's my opinion on any movie, TV show, or book. Shut up and watch it or read it. If you don't like it, you can always walk away from it. You can always choose to not continue to consume that media or consume it ever again if you didn't like it.
Asset has been collected.
And you can just say, oh, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Don't go into something planning to nitpick it for what it isn't. And appreciate it for what it is. Because the more and more we hate on things, the less of it there's going to be. The more you hate on the newest Star Wars movies,
Asset being transported.
less likely they're going to make Star Wars in the future, which I think that they have series coming out, which I haven't been watching them since, I will admit, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I do enjoy it casually, however, I'm not obsessed with it like I am Jurassic Park, and all of that stuff. But if you keep hitting on something, they're not going to make more of it. And then you complain and complain and complain that you want more of it. Enjoy something for what it is. Because if you don't, you'll never get more of it. And one day, the creators of the original thing are gonna be gone. But cheers,
Delivery has been completed.
But yeah, that's my whole rant is enjoy the media and stop complaining about it. Because you can dislike something all you want. But don't nitpick it because it isn't this thing or this thing. Or they didn't get the color of Harry's eyes correct. Bish, you were looking at his eyes. Who are you, Draco? I will admit, there are things wrong with the Harry Potter movies from reading the books. Like, they completely took away Ginny's authority. Like, she was badass in the books. And they made Hermione all around perfect, which let her be the socially awkward slut she was in the books. It's awesome. Like, first book, first movie, Hermione in the first movie was the one who knew what to do with the Devil's Snare. But in the books, she was freaking out while Ron was the one who yelled, "Are you a witch or not? Use your wand to create fire," while she's panicking, going around, "We need to make fire. There's no wood. Oh!" Yeah, needless to say, if you go into something expecting it to be perfect, you're gonna be disappointed. So don't go into something expecting something else. Don't go into it expecting to relive old nostalgia. Go into it expecting to create new nostalgia. Ooh. Headache. I'm ranting so hard I gave myself a headache. But yeah, that's my point. Just watch the movie. Don't go in being a film critic. Let the film critics do their job. And even for the film critics, which it is their job, however, just enjoy the movie, bro! I'd either be the best movie critic or the worst movie critic, because I'd be like, oh yeah, I watched this movie, I've watched the other movies in the series, I really enjoyed it, here's what I thought, blah 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 blah. Honestly, I would recommend watching it. No, it's not like the other movies, but that makes it special. Not, oh, this is different from the other movies, which means it's absolutely horrid, you should not watch it. Like, bro. But yeah. Why is the wall hollow? But yeah, that's my whole rant. Oh, I got a headache. Who's excited for Diplodocus? Are you trying to crawl into the water? Bro! Well, that's what you get for trying to drown yourself? Like, what? Cat? Ugh. Why do these things take forever? Ugh. You know, most of this video is just me ranting about movies and TV shows and books and my thoughts on them. Because we have nothing to do but wait. Was that you or you? Like, who's hacking up demons this time? Okay, that one was you. Alright, so we have reached the 10-minute mark, so I'll be telling you my plans for the next episode, because don't know if I'll be able to get all of this done by the time this one ends. So, off camera, I'm going to be finishing up this, are these sauropods? I believe that these are part of the sauropod family that I'm working on, this sauropod grove. But I'm gonna finish up working on this off camera. Which, let's watch the Diplodocus real quick. What? Why are your head so low? Oh, you're tiny! You are absolutely tiny! I mean, granted, to a human, you're huge. But in terms to other dinosaurs, you're not exactly massive. But yeah. So I'm gonna finish working on this Sauropod Grove off camera, probably have some dinner. And then I'll come back and record the next episode, in which we're gonna start work on some carnivores. Which I am going to have to create another Diplodocus and put it in the Tyrannosaur paddock. Which is gonna be fun. I wonder if they'll fight. But I'm also... yeah, so... next episode, we're gonna be working on getting some of these missions done for the security division, the science division, and the entertainment division. I'm gonna finish this Sauropod Grove off camera. And next episode, we're gonna be making carnivores, finally. And then, once we have enough stuff, wait, why do we only have... we don't even have 3 stars. But yeah. It's gonna be fun, which we're almost to the 5-minute mark. But it's gonna be great. And if you don't think it's great, shove a sock in it. Oh ho ho! I'm tired. But I can't go to bed. I need to be up at midnight tomorrow. 'Cause their flight got delayed, so now they're not getting until 10 p.m. Which means I am going to suffer. Wait.
Task received. Adding task.
Hey, we think we're under the 5-minute mark? What's happening? You know what? For these last couple minutes, what? No. Show the view. We're just gonna sit back, enjoy dinosaurs. Are they eating grass? got Chunkingosaurus, we got Myosaurus, we got Synthosaurus, we got our Diplodocus and Brachiosaurus in the back. I think that's a Parasaurolophus right there with that feeding thing. Oh, maybe. You know what? Yeah. Save a screenshot of this. Oh, this is gonna be fun to watch. Oh, look at them all panicking. Watch you go down like a sack of potatoes. Wait, are you tranquilizing this Brachiosaurus? Bro's gonna have a concussion after that.
Heading to pick up the asset. Collecting asset.
Anyways, this is gonna be beautiful. You know what? Let's get some water over here too, so that they aren't all jumbled up in one area. River. What? Oh, you need more grassland. Okay.
Commencing asset transit.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do something bold. Something bold will have to wait until the next episode, where you'll get to see everything that happens. But for the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Kat. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well. And join the Discord server. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!